What's goody? Hey man, so the Lakers and the Celtics game just wrapped up literally as we speak. The Celtics came away with a 111 to 101 win, I want to say it was. It was a game where the Celtics were up for a good majority of the game, you know what I'm saying? They did get up a good amount, like a lot in the third quarter. They got up like 10 to 12 in the third quarter, so they got up a good amount in the third quarter. But then Luka and the Lakers brought things back down. They got it to within four in the fourth quarter, but then simply what happened was the Celtics were just the better team. In the end, there were some things that really like stuck out to me. For both teams, the one thing that I want to say for the Celtics is like, even with Porzingis out, it's just like when you're playing, well, this is more of a thing for the Lakers, I guess, but it's just like the difference at depth of center position absolutely showed itself in this game where with Porzingis being out, the Celtics still were able to have Al Horford and Luke Cornett come in, and Al Horford had a phenomenal game. He put up, I don't even remember exactly what the stat line was, let me go ahead and check, but for most of the game, at least from when I was watching in the second half, the man was guarding Luka Doncic on like ISO possessions and holding up very, very well. Now, don't get me wrong, Luka had a very good game, 34 points on 22 shots, he shot 50% from the field, he had a very good game. Please don't take that as me saying that Al Horford held him or was locking him up or anything like that, but Al Horford had an Al Horford game, played some good defense, put up 14 points on only 9 shots, had 9 boards, had a very good game. Tatum was Tatum this game. Had a 40-point, 12-board, 8-assist game. He had a very good game. Jaylen Brown dropped 31 points himself, hit a crazy step-back 3 there towards the end of the game. After Luka hit a crazy 3 on the possession before, like it was some crazy things were happening, right? But there were some things that stood out to me for Boston this game. The one is that Jason Tatum's absolutely amazing. We should have already known that, and it was something that definitely showed itself during the Cleveland game, a game that they lost, the last game against Cleveland, but it showed itself here again where it's just like Jason Tatum in these big moments this season has done a phenomenal job of stepping up in these bigger games. And even the Cleveland game where they had like a 22-point first quarter lead and they lost, Jason Tatum still had a great game. You know what I'm saying? So he's doing phenomenal things. The Celtics are still a very good team even with Porzingis out. And in this game and in the game against Cleveland, Boston's bench didn't really do a damn thing. Like, Luke Cornett went in there, had an 11 minutes, scored 6 points, and 3 for 3, didn't miss a shot. That's very good. But, like, Peyton Pritchard, 23 minutes, only 3 points, only hit 1 shot. Sam Hauser played 12 minutes, didn't hit a shot, only took 1. It's just like their bench doesn't need to do a lot for them to do very good, at least against the Lakers. Now, against Cleveland, we saw that their bench did nothing, where Cleveland's bench with Ty Jerome and with DeAndre Hunter was phenomenal, and it helped them and Donovan Mitchell to pick up that comeback win and everything. But what I really want to talk about in this game isn't so much the Celtics, because I feel like we already pretty much know who the Celtics are. I think we're all pretty solidified in that, but it showed some weaknesses for the Lakers, in my opinion. For one, the Jared Vanderbilt minutes aren't bad. Please don't get me wrong or anything like that. It's just that he genuinely does nothing for you on the offensive end. Now, he had the highest plus minus of literally any starter today. So like I said, the minutes aren't bad. The on-off minutes are not bad at all. It's just that like when the playoffs happen, and you have a starter who's only taking 5 shots and only giving you 4 points, and then you got Dorian Finney-Smith when he's having a game like he had today where he's doing more fouling than anything else, and he's just not shooting the ball well, he's not shooting it well from 3, he's not getting any assists, he's not getting that many boards, he's really just out there fouling. He's playing defense, don't get me wrong, but like when Tatum is doing what he's doing, it's like he's not playing, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not, and Jaylen Brown also put up 30. It's like he's playing defense, but like he's really just out there fouling. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you have a game like that where 2 of your 3 starters aren't giving you much on offense, and like now, one of those guys would normally be on the bench, right? Jared Vanderbilt would normally be on the bench where Jackson Hayes will be starting, right? So he's not normally a starter, but let's say Jackson Hayes is out for a minute in the playoffs, which could very well happen as it happened today. You don't have any depth at that position to fulfill that role. So when you have Jared Vanderbilt and DFS starting and DFS isn't having a good shooting game, the offense is really, those 2 players are just like a net nothing on offense. Like they are giving you nothing on offense. Now, offense isn't really a concern when you have a LeBron James, Luka Doncic led team. I get that, but it's just like that is still a worry. And something that was really big at the end of this game, for anybody that watched it or even didn't watch it, the offensive rebounding for the Celtics at the end of the game was phenomenal. The Celtics had 32 rebounds and 11 offensive boards, and the Lakers actually won the rebounding with 45 total rebounds, but they lost the offensive board battle where they only had 9. Them winning the rebounding battle isn't really here what I'm here to talk about, because they had 2 more rebounds. You know what I'm saying? It was 45 to 43. So it wasn't anything crazy. If I said the Celtics had 32 rebounds, I meant they had 32 defensive rebounds. That's what I meant. But they had 43 total. So the Lakers won the rebounding battle by 2. But at the end of the game, there were two crucial offensive rebounds that Drew Holiday got one, and then I don't remember who got the second one. I think it might have been even Tatum or something. But like those two offensive rebounds are crucial at the end of the game, where LA is trying to complete a comeback, where they're trying to get the lead, they're trying to take this, they're trying to rip the throats out of Boston and everything like that, and they're trying to take the arena out of it completely. You get Drew Holiday getting an offensive rebound, and then you get another one like right after that, and it's just like not only does that give the Celtics two more opportunities to score, it gives them two more opportunities to run the clock down. And when you're in the last minute, 2 minutes of a game, and the Celtics don't have any timeouts to stop your run because they only had two left with like 4 minutes to go, so they really didn't have many timeouts to stop the run. A great way for them to stop the bleeding if they're not hitting some of these shots is to just get the offensive rebounds, where now it's like, okay, bet we have another 14 on the clock. We can just dribble for at least 10 of these seconds. And when the Lakers, and in this game, it was just super obvious that the Lakers didn't have a center. It was super obvious that the Lakers didn't have a good backup center. They had nobody to start. Like, it was just, there really wasn't much that they could do. And it just kind of showed, like, Al Horford looked like a super, super important piece in this game for Boston, and that was largely because LA just didn't have a center. So they got Austin Reeves out there trying to guard him in the post, and I see a few possessions in the fourth quarter where, like, it might have been third or fourth quarter, I don't remember, but it was some point in the second half where it's like Al Horford's just sealing him off and is just getting the layup. And one of those layups he missed, but it's like a possession or two before that, it's the same thing, but he made it. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just, you cannot have Austin Reeves on Al Horford, and God forbid Porzingis. Like, I don't know what you're going to do if Porzingis would have been there tonight. And it's like they're not going to call a ton of post-up touches for either one of these guys, but it's like if Joe Mazzulla and the Celtics see that you have that weakness, they're going to exploit it, and they did that in certain key moments today. And it was just super obvious that, yeah, that the Lakers are a great team that has great potential, and they may truly be contenders, and I would say they probably are true contenders. But the lack of a center is just so obvious. It's worse than anything from any other contending team. It's like the biggest, most obvious need that any contender has this season. But then there are some other things. Luka throughout this game, especially throughout the second half, looked hobbled. He looked hurt. Now, he had a great game. He was fighting through it, but like Luka Doncic was visibly hurt during parts of this game. LeBron James, for the last like 5 to 10 minutes, I don't remember exactly when he went out, but he missed the last good amount of time of this game. Like, he missed the last like 5-8 minutes of this game because of a groin injury, and he did not come back at all. Like, him and his trainer went back into the locker room at a certain point, and Luka and the Lakers were causing a comeback, so it wasn't really a huge storyline. But then at one point, the comeback hope starts to dwindle down, and then it's like, oh, this LeBron James report comes out that LeBron's out for the rest of the game with a groin injury. Well, that's not great, especially not when Luka's looking hobbled as is. Like, the Lakers have a tough stretch of the season left. And we can look at their schedule now, and it's like if LeBron's out for any amount of time and Luka's hobbled the way that he looked tonight, it's just gonna be a tough schedule for him. So I want to try to look at the Lakers schedule. My ESPN's not loading right now on my phone, so I might have to do it. Oh, there we go. So they have the Nets on Monday. Nobody's worried about that. But then they have the Bucks. They have the Nuggets. They have the Suns. That's all next week. And then the Spurs. Nobody's worried about the Spurs right now. But then it's like right after that Spurs game. Nuggets, Bucks. Nobody's worried about the Bulls. I'm not super worried about the Magic. But the Magic could win a game, especially if LeBron and/or Luka are out. They probably, you know what I'm saying? Then you got the Pacers, or a playoff team that very well could win a game, especially if one of those guys is missing. And then to end the month, you've got the Grizzlies and the Rockets. Now, the Rockets have been cold recently, but they're still a good team. You know what I'm saying? And then to start April, you have the Warriors, the Pelicans, who have been looking good recently. Tonight they didn't, but, have been looking pretty good recently. Then you got the Thunder, the 1 seed out west, twice. You have the Thunder not on back-to-back nights, but it's like back-to-back games. And then you have the Mavs, who you're not worried about, but then you got the Rockets towards the end of the season. It's like there more than half of LA's games are going to be tough games, especially if one of those guys is out. Like, if one of those two guys is out, that makes any of those games, like the Pacers game, the Magic games, everything like that, that makes those games immediately way more of a 50-50 than they probably should be. So that's just like concerning stuff. But yeah, man, this game was a good game. I watched the Boston-Cleveland game that happened like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, where Boston started out super hot and then lost the game and everything like that. I watched that. I didn't make a video on it, but like, you know what I'm saying? I was definitely paying attention to a lot of stuff, and like, it's just like in this game, I wanted to see kind of what similar things that I saw. And it's just like in certain moments, the Celtics are taking bad threes. Simple as that. In certain moments, the Celtics take bad threes and they miss them. But it's just like there is much more good and much more like positive things about the Celtics than there is negative things or anything to worry about. So it's just like, this was a game where I saw way more concerning things from the Lakers than I did from the Celtics, and I don't think that really is a shock to anyone. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all thought about it. Hopefully y'all enjoyed a great night of watching basketball. I'm about to go finish watching the Warriors Pistons game and everything like that. And then yeah, let me know what type of content y'all want to see, man. Let me know what y'all are trying to get. Let me know what type of stuff y'all want me to start recording, because I want to be more entertaining. I want to be getting this stuff out to you guys, and just yeah, man, thank you. I appreciate you for watching, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because it helps me and helps the channel out a ton. Thank you.